Hi, welcome back to Nest Knowledge. Today I'll be showing you the basics of how you would go about screening in nested knowledge. So on the Nest home here, I'm doing this as a individual user. So within settings, we have a bunch of different modes, and we will go over that in a separate video. But for here, I'll just be doing this in standard single mode, showing you the basics of how this is going down. So I have my search. This is a nest on leprosy, as I was warned by an elderly woman that if I touch the armadillo, I will get leprosy. So, have my search, have my records in there, and then I would click on my screening tab. But before I dive in here, I'm actually going to go to the gear icon right here on the right and set up my exclusion reasons. Now, we do have a template of a bunch of preloaded exclusion reasons available to the public for anybody to use. So general study design, B goes in study design, anything like that that you can alter and use within your nest to choose your exclusion reasons. But I'll do this manually as I'm looking at the effects of leprosy. So let's say I'm only interested in randomized control trials. So for example, I could put not RCT, load that in there. For to exclude anything that's not related to a randomized control trial. Let's say I don't want any case reports. So if it is a case report, I can put that in there, and then I can exclude it because it is a case report. Then another reason you could have different populations. Let's say, yeah, my population I want isn't there. If I'm looking at leprosy in young adults, my population is not shown. I could exclude it for that reason. And there's plenty of other exclusion reasons you could add. And as you go through screening, these numbers will change to show which ones you use most often. That's also reflected in your Prisma diagram. And then you're ready to hop into the actual act of screening now that you have your exclusion reasons. Another thing I would find helpful that I recommend is using keywords. So I'm looking leprosy, Hansen disease. These are highlighted. You can edit and change those, add new ones. But these are helpful for picking out and seeing within the abstracts and full text some keywords you're looking for. So let's dive into screening. So this is the first abstract we have here. None of my keywords are here. RoboPico does help show some populations, interventions, and outcomes that are associated with this study. And this does seem like one I would exclude that is not related to leprosy or Hansen disease. So I'll show you how to do this here as well. You can upload exclusion reasons on the fly if something comes up that you would like to add. So not related to leprosy. Boom. I can't spell. But you can add and apply this, and then that will boot that study from your nest. So here you can see these keywords. You can toggle that on and off. But my keywords, leprosy, Hansen disease, so those are shown here. And sometimes the full texts are available. You can import them, generate a lot of things here. But for this, I'll just stick in the abstract and show that this study has what I'm looking for is related to leprosy. But I don't know if this is with young adults. So I would say I can boot this for being not related to, or my population is not shown. So that's a little bit exclusion reason put down. And you can load up more as they come up. And as if they have that big list, you can toggle it down. But yeah, that's a little bit of how just basic screening works. And I have 791 more records to do. So I'll go through this process, and there's a faster way to do this, but we'll save that for another video. So leave any questions or comments down below, and always feel free to reach out to the Nest Knowledge team with any comments or concerns you may have. Good luck on your nest. Thanks.